kick it off once okay,
Okay.
it's recording now, so I will share my screen and we can get started.
All right. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody for jumping in on this call. This is something new that the staff is working on. We've had so many questions about fundraising and who does what and where we can find things. So during one of our board meetings, it was brought up that maybe we could have some quarterly calls to kind of get you guys familiar with all of the things that we have going on. And so here is our fundraising 101 call for you guys for the month of June. So thank you all for dialing in. All the staff is here. Me, the executive director, Kayla's on, who's our office manager, Marissa Callio, many of you remember her, and Skylar, both from the Blizzard Tour as well. They're both event coordinators. Marissa takes the lead on the Kohler Toyota, Skylar takes the lead on the Tomasoni, and then they do it together on the Blackwoods Blizzard Tour. And Kayla and I just do exactly as they tell us to do. So, as you can see, everybody's here. Next slide, Skylar. All right, so Skylar, since you designed all of this, do you want me to, do you want to just jump on and start talking about what you've got on this slide?
No, I'm happy to do that. Can you guys see the two images? It looks like there's two missing on my screen. Can you see
I,
them?
I do not see them, no.
Oh, that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to into that. Maybe I can once we get past this slide and then we can go back.
Okay.
But I should be able to speak to it without those. So right now, our current raffles that we have are the e-bike raffle, which will be pulled in September at the banquet for the Tomasoni tour. We just got tickets today for the Yamaha golf cart and Polaris Ranger raffle. So that's exciting. We'll send messages out about that, but we have tickets for that printed now. And that will be pulled December 15th at Blackwoods and Proctor. And then, of course, we have our 2027 calendar gun and cash raffle. So calendars are for sale and are spread out around all of our different pickup locations, which we'll cover little bit later in the video. Um, and so you can get those now. Our upcoming raffle, we're doing a Polaris raffle for a Polaris snowmobile and some other apparel items. There's a first place, second place, and third place, and all that information is on the ticket, which it should have been showing up here. So I apologize for that.
And a special shout out to Polaris for doing that. Kelly Ricks was very, very key in getting this raffle completely donated to us. So thank you, Kelly, for that. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. So that one will be upcoming. We'll get tickets sent to print very soon. We have them designed. We just need to pull the raffle permit, and once we have that, we'll get the word out when those tickets are ready for pickup. Um,
And Skylar, where's that one going to be drawn?
that one, we're gonna change that up a little bit this year. Good question. We will be drawing the Polaris raffle on Friday night of the 2027 Blackwoods Blizzard Tour at Superior Shores. So we're going to do it at the hotel that we are lodging at that night at 4:30 p.m. before we head over to Blackwoods. Um, so that's exciting that we're going to be able to do that at Superior Shores. And of course, that will be live streamed, as well as all of the raffles being pulled will be live streamed. Okay, so where can you pick up and drop off your tickets? Um, there are several options for in the Twin Ports area. You can either contact Lisa and she can meet you somewhere in the area. And her phone number is listed there. You can always go to Duluth Lawn and Sport and ask for Chelsea. She is taking over all the tickets there. And she just got replenished with some calendars, and Lisa brought her some of the Ranger and golf cart tickets as well. So she's got everything down there. You can go to Kohler Toyota and get tickets from Whitney. And then what's new and exciting is we have moved out of our storage unit and into a new storage space, which can also function as more of an office location that if we needed to, any of us NSI staff could work out of there for the day. So we're hoping to kind of host office hours, if you will, to allow for pickup and drop off directly from us at our new office location, which is on Highway 53 on Miller Trunk Highway, just across from the Super America and the Dollar General market in that Pike Lake Hermantown area, pretty much right on the edge of where it changes from Hermantown into Pike Lake. And then for Twin Cities pickup locations, Doug Jensen is our Twin Cities point of contact, and he's super flexible and willing to meet people in that area for tickets. So this might seem repetitive to many of you who have done this, but we do want to just make sure that everyone knows how to fill these raffle ticket envelopes out correctly. So when you come and pick up raffle tickets to sell for fundraising, you'll also want to make sure that you get an envelope from wherever you're picking the tickets up, whoever that person is. If it's Lisa, Chelsea, Whitney, make sure to ask for an envelope just in case they forget to also give you one. If not, if you don't get an envelope, they're available on our website under our raffles page, which I'll show you in a couple of slides. But this is really, really important to be done correctly to make sure that the staff can get these funds entered into your page on our website correctly. And so it's pretty like you can just follow it down the page. So you'll put the seller's name, and then here you are going to check either this box or the box below it. If you only want the credit of all the funds from the tickets sold to go to one person, you'll check the first box and then you will circle which event you participate in. So make sure that this is correct, especially if you are someone who participates in more than one of our events and you specifically want them to go to a certain total of yours. So if you fish in Kohler Toyota, but you want the funds to go towards your Blackwoods Blizzard Tour page, this is an important step to make sure that you know that this isn't the one that you're currently participating in, but the one you want your funds to go towards. I hope that makes sense. For example, we had two people who they fish in the Kohler Toyota, but they had already hit their participant minimum for what they needed to cover to participate in that event. So anything they were selling after that, they wanted it to go towards their Blackwoods Blizzard Tour page. And so, but when we were leading up to the fishing tournament, it was tempting for us to, oh yeah, they're a Kohler participant, let's put it on their page. But it made us stop and think, oh wait, they want their funds to go towards their Blackwoods Blizzard Tour. So important there. If you're selecting this box, you might be working with a team of you participants that maybe 3 or 4 of you all sold tickets at an event and you want to split up the participant credit at the bottom here. So that's how you can note that for us, and we will make sure to get certain amount of credit to multiple different people, and you can just fill out the one envelope here. So that's that. And then what you'll do in this section for the tickets sold, you'll fill out the ranges of all the tickets that you sold. So if you sold one book, you would list them here. If you had multiple books in numerical order, you can put them all on the same line. But if you have some from 209 from 200 to 209, you'll want to list it separately. And then if the other book of tickets that you have starts at 400, you'd want to make sure that you put that on a different line so we know which range of tickets, because the staff has to use this to check those tickets back into us to make sure that we know the tickets were returned when we go to do our ticket audit at the end of a raffle. because we have to have 100% accountability on where all the raffle tickets are. Um, and so if you have tickets that were checked out in your name, and if we don't have the correct ranges of the tickets when you turn them back in, if they're not listed on the envelope, once you check those tickets back into us, they get put into the pot or, they get put into the drawing. So now we don't know exactly which tickets you turned into us. So this helps with our record keeping of knowing exactly which tickets you're checking back in. So if we're looking for unsold tickets or whatever it is, we know who to ask for those tickets. You would multiply that by the ticket price, like however many tickets you sell, you'd multiply it by the price and give us your total income. And this column should add up to the amount of cash that you put inside the envelope. So when you turn these back into us, you put the amount of cash and then you can put your sold and unsold tickets all into the envelope so that they make it back to us safely. So that's what we check for. And then we put the right amount of credit on each participant's page. And then we just note that when we do, and we hang on to these envelopes for a while after in case anyone has any questions about any of the funds that were added to their page, just to make sure everything was done correctly. So that was kind of a lot, especially if you're new to this. Does anyone have any questions or does anyone have anything to add that I might have missed? Sounds like we're good.
Scott, just real quickly, maybe I could just jump in and say, when possible, try and turn in your tickets in, if you take several books or multiple books and you're taking 6 books, it's easier for the people when you check it in if you try and sell your tickets in order and try
Mhm.
and turn them in as complete books whenever it's possible. What happens sometimes is they take out 6 books and they turn in 6 partials, and that really becomes an accounting nightmare when it happens that way. So just whenever possible, try and sell them in the order you received them.
Great point, Jeff. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. It does make it a lot easier if you can sell them in incomplete books. And if you turn in unsold tickets, it helps us get those tickets to another participant. Um, if they're incomplete books, it just makes things a lot easier because people automatically assume there's 10 to a book. But if one ticket was pulled off the top and they're all still stapled together, we don't want any room for potential mistakes on assuming that that's a whole book there. And if they go to sell it to someone and take too much cash or whatever, it can create some nightmares. So try to keep things in numerical order and sell full books. So where can you find this on our homepage? So when you go to the Never Surrender homepage, not necessarily the homepage for each event, it is on each event's homepage. The top bar just looks a little bit different because there's more options, but you'll always look for the raffles tab in the top bar. So on the Never Surrender homepage, you can hit raffles and it will bring you to this box over here. This is what the screen looks like. So it just gives a more detailed overview of raffles and how this is used as a fundraising tool for our participants. It does talk about expectations and responsibilities. So here we have an agreement form that you'll be asked to sign whenever you go to check tickets out. And it's just stating that you understand that all sold and unsold tickets are your responsibility and you need to turn in the appropriate amount of funds for those. So if you have any lost tickets, we have to hold you accountable for purchasing the tickets that are lost because like I said, we have to have 100% accountability of these raffle tickets with the permits that we pull. So it lists our current raffles. We have the e-bike or $3,000 cash, the Yamaha golf cart or the Polaris Ranger or $10,000 cash, and then the calendar raffle. And it just lists the same exact information, how to pick up and return those tickets. So with each of our raffles, you have an opportunity to reserve the machines that people actually have a chance at winning. So if you are planning on hosting your own event, we have some participants that have golf scrambles or poker runs. Or if you are signed up to work a booth at your local county fair and you want to have the machine there with you, you are more than welcome to and encouraged to reserve a machine. And you can do this by that same raffles page that we were just on. If you scroll further down, there's pictures of the machines on the website. So this is just further down on that same raffles page. If you click on the icon on which machine you want to reserve. So if you want to reserve the Ranger, you'd click on the Ranger and it would pull up this screen where it has the Polaris Ranger calendar and it has it listed out for anyone who already has that weekend confirmed for them to use that machine at their event. If it's reserved for the same weekend that you want, still fill the form out because we have opportunities to have more than one type of that machine checked out. So Pete at Duluth Lawn and Sport, if he has the inventory to support us having multiple machines out, he will allow us to do that. So we'll have one Ranger down in the Twin Cities area for the summer. So we'll be able to get that to participants down in that area. And then as needed, we will have a second Ranger based on Pete's availability in the Twin Ports Duluth area. So like I said, just because someone else is already on the calendar for that weekend, don't let that stop you from asking us. We'll try to get you something. And even if we can't get you the exact Ranger, we'll try to get you something similar. And or we can get you another machine for one of our other raffles. Something to just help grab attention and help you sell those tickets. So same thing if you clicked on the golf cart or if you click on the e-bike, it would take you to those respective calendars. Those calendars are all separate. And what you need to do when you get to this page is fill out this online survey. It's just a Google form. It sends me a notification once you've completed the form. I'll go in, I'll add you to the calendar, and then I'll confirm you. I'll send you a confirmation email and I'll let you know how to pick that up and who to arrange that with. For the golf cart, that will be with Doug. The Ranger, Jeff Eliason is going to help us out with that. And then Jim Leisman or Pete up in Duluth will figure out the Ranger in Duluth. And then e-bike, the e-bike is at Ski Hut, and so that's in Duluth. So we will figure out how to get those to you, and that information will be sent in the confirmation email that you'll get from me. The sooner you know about an event and can go fill this out, the better for planning purposes. But if something comes up last minute, it's always at least worth the shot, and we'll try to figure something out with you. So I'm going to let Lisa talk to this slide.
Okay, fundraising booths. So there's been a lot of questions about where you can go to fundraise. How do you get into some of these events? For the Never Surrender, we get four specific events every year. We get the home show in Duluth, we get the ice fishing show in Duluth, and we also get the sports show. They used to call it the boat show, but I think it's called the sports show now, also held in Duluth. We also have the last 2 years have gone to the Northwest Sports Expo down in Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Now, how we're going to do that is once we for sure will always have those 4 events that we will pay for, and we will afford everyone or anyone that wants to sell tickets at those events. In the past, I know we've had some problems with people taking up multiple days on the weekend, and we're going to try and get away from that and try and give everybody at least a 4-hour shift for each of the events. I know a lot of folks are very successful doing this. I know Wayne Reynolds out of Duluth is probably one of the most successful fundraisers. Um, and he will sit at the home show for 3 or 4 days. We're going to try and get away from that a little bit and give everybody an opportunity to do that. So how that will be communicated is you will receive an email when we open up those events for people to sign up. So it'll say fundraising opportunity sign up will be the subject of the email. It will come from Skylar or myself, and that's where we're going to ask who is interested in participating in these respective shows. Um, those are the ones that we're going to pay for. Now, I know there's many other ways that many other spots people can put their these fundraising booths in. And case in point, like Kim Pease and her family, they're always at the Carleton County Fair. So they reserve their machines and they get all the stuff that they need. We help them with making sure they have tickets, making sure they have pamphlets and everything at their booth, and they have everything they need. I know Crush ALS is very good about getting into. They have an event, I think, down in Shakopee that they get into. They're also very successful with that. But those people are the ones that are going out and finding these opportunities, and then they work with us on getting a machine there and getting anything else there. If you have questions about some places, Skylar is doing research now to find all across the state different opportunities for us to do, like Rice Lake Days in McGregor, or what county fairs we can get into, and hopefully we can get into them free without having to pay. Some of those events will require an insurance piece of paper, and that's where you contact Skylar and myself, and we work with our insurance agent, and they give us a sheet of paper. It's pretty simple. Our insurance agent's got a number of them that she's done in the past for multiple events, so it's not super time consuming, but we do need to know sooner rather than later if you'll need that stuff. But those are the fundraising booths that we know of right now. And like I said, Never Surrender pays for 4 events annually that they will do. And they're listed there: the home show, the ice fishing show, the boat show, and the Northwest Sports Show down in the Metro. So I'll leave it at that. And if anybody has any questions on that, please feel free to shout them out right now.
And if you think of anything after, you can always contact Lisa or I, and we can work on some different things on a case-by-case basis.
I was just curious. I might be sitting at some bars for Packer Viking games. Do you guys have banners we can rent to just sit in front of the table
Zach, you don't have to rent those. You just let us know and we'll get you
or
whatever
borrow?
you need. Yep.
Mhm.
We've got plenty of banners that are in things we can get to you. We're working on getting all our sandwich boards updated right now with all the current raffles. So Zach, if you want to bring some stuff, we're happy to give you whatever you need for that event.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
Yep.
Good question. Okay, so we kind of referred to this a little bit earlier, but if you host your own community event, so a lot of you do these types of things as fundraisers, and if you want us to help advertise for you, we are more than happy to do so. Or if you're interested in going and participating in other people's community events, you can find that information again on our Never Surrender homepage. If you hover over this events option, it will drop down to either our events, which is where you'll find the Kohler Toyota Fishing Tournament, Thomas Oni Tour, and the Blackwoods Blizzard Tour listed here. But the community events, if you click on that, you'll be brought to this page. So here, if you're interested in letting us know that you're hosting an event and want us to put it on our page, you use this Google form, this easy survey. It's a hyperlink to a Google form. You click on that and you just fill out as much detail as possible to help give us the best description that we put here. And then we will update this and throw it out on our website, and we can help share things on social media if you tag us, and whatnot. So please take advantage of this. And it helps you and it helps us sell these tickets. Zoom is warning us that we're running out of time. We do have a 40-minute time limit because I only have the free version. So we're almost to the end anyways. Perfect. We're at our Q&A time, so we're wrapping up. I did get, can you guys see this on my share screen? Okay, so these are the other two tickets that for some reason weren't showing up, but they show up on the slideshow. I just screen grabbed this quick. So this is our Yamaha golf cart and Polaris Ranger ticket that they were printed today or picked up today from print. Super excited about those. And then our upcoming raffle won't be a white ticket. We're thinking purple, something fun, something different. But you can see the details if I can zoom. Oh, I don't know where the zoom is on this, but right here, second place is $1,500 in Klim snow gear, and then third place is $1,000 in either Polaris gear, parts, or accessories. And so that drawing will take place on 4:30 or at 4:30 on February 12th at Superior Shores during the Blizzard Tour. Super excited about that. So I'll give this time for any questions that people might have, or if there's other comments from participants who've been doing this for a while and want to give some pointers or anything we might have missed.
Skylar, I have a question. If people want to refer back to this slideshow, I know a lot of the information is taken right off the website in it, but if someone has had something in their head from this slideshow, will this be posted on the website as well?
Yeah, I can absolutely do that. I can put it right on our raffles and fundraising pages to keep it up there because when I email out the recording, I can include a copy of the actual slideshow itself too. So it's not just the whole video, but they could quick refer back to it. So yeah, we'll post it. Check the raffles page if you are looking for this slideshow.
So maybe just real quick, I can comment on if you can get the Ranger or the golf cart or whatnot. I don't know if everybody knows we have a trailer. I mean, you can hook it up on a trailer and bring it out to your site. It's very successful. It draws people into your booth. I know I've done county fairs before, and you have the Ranger sitting there, and you have the booth with the pop-up tent and everything around you. It really draws a lot of attention to your booth. Another thing that sometimes that happens is every once in a while, things get broke or a chair breaks or a table or something like that. Just report that when you turn it in so we can get it replaced. And next time that goes out, we don't have to send it out with a broken chair. It's just, it doesn't happen very often, but just we're not going to necessarily hold you responsible for it, I don't think, but just make sure we can get it fixed. But it's a very powerful tool.
Yeah, good point. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, if you rent one of the machines for your event, it comes with a trailer, a table, chairs, and then sandwich boards, so big poster boards with what the raffle is, the winning prize, and just details about that so that you can help refer to that if people come up to your booth and have questions and want to know more. Awesome. Does anyone else have anything? I'm worried that we'll get kicked off Zoom soon. So
I did have one other quick question. This is Zach again. My company does a match program where we can get money. The screenshots I took of my personal fundraising profile aren't working anymore for their approval. Who should I contact this week to discuss what I need in just one page quick, how much I raised last year, the time frame, and the like a almost like a letterhead of what the organization is.
Zach, you can send that to Kayla at Never
Kayla?
Shrine Bank. Yep,
All right, perfect. Thank you.
I'll help you out there.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
perfect. Does anyone else have anything? These have been really good questions. Awesome. Well, I feel like we can wrap this up. Thank you to all of you for logging on. We hope this was beneficial. Um, Maybe what I'll do is just send out some sort of feedback survey that you guys can fill out. Might help us improve these for next time. We're thinking we might try to offer these monthly throughout the summer just because we know that's when a lot of the fundraising does happen with fairs and different events, golf scrambles, etc. And then after that, try to continue these quarterly just to make sure that everyone has the right tools that they need for maximizing their fundraising to help raise money to fight ALS. So here's our contact info for each of us staff. If you can't remember any of our names or how to spell them, you can always send something to info@Never Surrender. We all have access to that and we check it daily. So it's an easy way to just make sure to get a hold of us that way.
And that's if you don't know who to contact, just we all are on our email constantly. We're always looking at info@Never Surrender. So if we see something on our email that we think, oh, that's a Kayla question, we'll forward it to Kayla. But if you just send it to info@Never Surrender, we will take a look at it and we'll help get the answers out to you.
And these phone numbers are our direct cells. Our Google Voice can be touch and go. So these numbers here, you can always just send them a text. I think we're all more than happy to communicate that way. Whatever's easiest for you guys to get a hold of us, we're happy to do that. So, well, awesome. Thank you. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds to spare. So thanks everyone for logging on and have a good rest of your week.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you.